Try to control your emotions, man. You know what I'm saying? And a great example, you know what it is Kobe and Shaq. If Kobe and Shaq settled their differences, who knows how many rings they would have had? Who knows how far they would have went? You know what I mean? Who knows? But we as humans always let things get to our head. You know, stick to the facts. Stick to what's going on. Find out first if how you feel is really how things are, or you're just overreacting. All that innocent, all that J's off.
This good guy.
It's October.
More health, more wealth, and a peace of mind. So, control your emotions. You know what I mean? Learn how to control your emotions. Our emotions can get us in a lot of, situations. And if we don't have them controlled, I mean, it could be a good and it could be a bad. I'm going to tell you two stories, right? One was a positive one and one was a negative one. So when I was younger, there was this girl, man, I met in high school. I wanted to date her so bad, so I kept working on her, giving her rides, talking to her, doing all that stuff you try to do to get a girl, right? And then it came time for me to go back to South Africa. My brother was sick at that time, so I'm leaving, and my best friend, he was out here too, man. We were like brothers. So I leave, and then when I come back, I go to her job. I go, everything's cool, like nothing happened. What's weird, I get a text from my other friend, and he's like, "Hey, just so you know, so and so is dating so and so, and they've been messing around." And I'm like, "What?" And to find out, she was dating and sleeping with my best friend, right? I keep quiet, and I guess subconsciously I was still mad about it, but I kept quiet and act like it's nothing because we're brothers, and and then later on, maybe like a year later, he was with this chick he dated for a while, and he was really in love with her. And I didn't know that they were fighting, so I'm going to a party, and she's like, "I want to come too." And then, on the way to a party, she tells me what's going on between them, and how she feels, and da 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 da. Me knowing that, I tell my friends. So people get drunk, things happen, and she started messing around with some of my friends. Me knowing that that's my friend, I let it happen. And what's crazy is I was so much in my emotion, it made me feel good. Like, oh yeah, you dated the girl that I wanted. When I left for Africa to take care of my brother, this is what you did to me. So it was more like a revenge thing. But what's crazy is we never talked about it, but we stopped being friends. We stopped talking, we stopped hanging out, we stopped, all communication, all over that one, situation. And honestly, if I controlled my emotions from the beginning, and I understood, it's just a girl, and he understood it's just a girl, it would have been good, because that was my brother, man. I had times where I got kicked out of my house, and I lived in his house for a long time, and you guys know I got dogs, and he would even take in my dogs, And I never thought that that was just the girl I'm talking to, and that was the girl he was dating. You know, I could have been a friend and said, hey, your girl's out here trying to do this and that. But no, because I was in my feelings. I was mad about the past that I told myself I let go, but subconsciously, clearly I didn't, you know. And I lost a best friend, man. We used to do everything together. Like, I regret it till this day. There's things that I feel like I would have never done, and the person I would have never been, that I didn't enjoy a part of my life if I was still with him. You know, we accomplished a lot of things. We went to the gym, you know, and to this day, I regret it because, you know, on both our parts, we let a girl get in between us, you know. We let things that don't even matter, because the funny part is I found out later that the same friend who was texting me telling me, you know, hey, this girl, you know, is messing with your friend, was the same person that she was going around telling him what I was telling her when I was trying to date her, things I was doing. So she was making fun of me, acting like she cared about me. So in the grand picture of things, it was a waste of time. You know, sometimes what you think and what you feel is not the same as what's going on and what's happening. Sometimes you overreact, and you know, you make one decision that can affect your whole life over, you know, one session of feeling a certain way. This is the second story, right? So when I first moved out here from South Africa, I started, you know, hanging out. And it was actually after I ended up being friends with the other guy, I started hanging out with a different crowd. And we were in my vehicle, you know, at that time, marijuana was illegal. So we're smoking. We're in the car, cops come. It's like a U section. It's like, you know, cops coming. One passes, and then another passes. Then I try to run out the car because I'm like, oh man, if I go to jail, you know, I can't do a lot of things. And one of my friends stopped me like, hey, relax. And I said, man, I ain't trying to get caught. I'm trying to go to college. So my friends started using that against me, you know, because, you know, when I was growing up, when I started hanging out with this crowd, being a gangster was, or being a thug or being hard was part of what's normal, you know what I'm saying? So like every time it would come to decisions and I would make the right decisions, it was like, you know, oh, you know, he wants to go to college, he ain't real, he ain't a thug, he's not gonna do this. And man, you know how many times I wanted to prove him wrong, and you know, I'm a man, or I could do this, I could do that. But then I had a friend who came along that I brought into, and we're from the same area, and then he started falling for the feelings of, because, you know, I felt like, oh man, I'm not a thug, I'm not good enough. And then he started doing the things where he's getting arrested, you know, he's getting in these gun situations, you know. And it's crazy because at the end of the day, he couldn't survive that part, you know. And most of my friends that were from there, some got addicted to drugs, some got, you know, didn't go to school, didn't do anything, some of them passed, you know. Some of them are still struggling with that kind of lifestyle. Now imagine if I followed that urge, if I wanted to, you know, prove them wrong, you know, not go to college and not be able to vote, not be able to do a lot of things because I felt less of a person because somebody said I'm not good enough because I want to go to college, because I'm not a thug, you know, because I'm not, you know, trying to be hardcore, you know what I mean? And it's not just that. I mean, I've been in a lot of situations where, you know, I've lost business because I overreacted. You know what I mean? I lost opportunities because I couldn't hold on into how I feel inside. I mean, even this friend I talk about, man, I miss that dude. Nobody has ever treated me just like him, ever. You know, nobody showed me loyalty just like him. That was that one thing. But you know, when you're young, you don't think, oh, we're young and these are just girls that we're going through, or you know what I mean? There's people I fought, and you know, I won the fight, but I lost the friendship. You know, there's people I make decisions where, you know, I did what I want, but I lost some money. You know what I mean? Some people will cheat, sleep with people, and lose a relationship that would have been like great, a power couple, because they're mad at this situation. They're mad this person said this. Try to control your emotions, man. You know what I'm saying? And a great example, you know what it is Kobe and Shaq. If Kobe and Shaq settled their differences, who knows how many rings they would have had? Who knows how far they would have went? You know what I mean? Who knows? But we as humans always let things get to our head. You know, stick to the facts. Stick to what's going on. Find out first if how you feel is really how things are, or you're just overreacting. Hit the like, the subscribe, the notification button. Zulu Nation, baby.
Halala, halala sanbongela, halala, halala sanbongela we. Halala.